Hello and welcome to the Honey Badger. I am Dr. Nefertus at Fox Day Fundino, but you can just call me now. Welcome to another shadow work reading today. If you are new or returning, welcome, welcome. These are general readings, so do take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because not everything is going to resonate for you, obviously, as it is for everyone, not just one person, not a personal reading. However, if you do want a personal reading, you can go to my website. It is honeybadgercounseling.com, and you can go into the services and find the tea and honey option. That is my personal reading. You can book with me there. So let's see what we have today. We've got our candle over here to kind of give us some confirmation, but also to scry with. Let's see, we've got a card already. We've got grief. All right. Got the card of grief. I feel for some of you, you are going through a period of grief right now. We may have lost something, someone. This could have been a job, a loss of self. This could have been a loss of a loved one. This could be anything that brings you grief. We might be going through a stage of that. This is important. And for others of you, I feel like we're avoiding it. I feel that we're avoiding doing what work is necessary because we are afraid of what it is that we're going to have to leave behind. Understandable. I mean, it's not easy to go through a process, especially a shadow journey. It's not really easy to go through that dark night of the soul. It's pretty... it's intimidating, I'll say, to go through such a thing. But I do want to point out, like on this particular card, like you have this woman over here with a child. So I feel like Spirit's really going to nurture you. You're going to be well taken care of. But also mother yourself while you go through this process, because it's... I don't want to say necessary or required per se, but it's important that you do that you take time to rest, that you do for yourself that you would do for others. So, for instance, if you're the type of person that will take care of a friend or, a family member when they're feeling down and you really sit and talk with them, do the same thing for yourself. I mean, you're deserving of that as well. So keep that in mind. But you also have a treasure box over here. And I love, or treasure chest, excuse me. And there's a little cat that's in front of it. Gotta see the cat. Cats are very protective, by the way. They're very protective in the spirit world. They're also known to go in between the spirit realm and the earthly realm to bring back information or communications. But this cat is in front of this treasure chest, which tells me that, the things that you treasure the most will be protected. But also there are things for you, I feel, that are going to become treasure to you that you aren't even aware of yet. So keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to go into the water. Don't be afraid to go into the water. I love there's like a little seal right here. I don't know if you can see him. He's so cute. I feel like for some of you, you're afraid that this feels kind of like predatory. I forget, is it the leopard seal? I don't remember. They can be pretty dangerous. But in this particular case, I feel like it's more playful. Be more curious, actually, going into the waters. And also, I really want to point out the swirling clouds that are kind of in the center here of her, because it's not like just the heart space, it's the solar plexus, it's the sacral chakra here that seems to be in turmoil. But look at her face. She's got a smile on her face. She also looks like an elder. And even this mother figure is looking up at her. She's more of like a crone energy to me, which tells me that even though she's got all this turmoil going on down here, She understands the purpose of it. She understands that there's something there for her. She's a very wise individual. And she's got the tentacles coming out, which speaks to me more of like the octopus. The octopus, um, the octopus can change their colors to really fit in with anything. They can disguise themselves really well. They're very solitude creatures as well. Um, they don't they don't really mingle unless it's, you know, time to like mate, right? So there's something about adaptability with this in particular that I'm seeing. And I feel like she's in a cave. So this really does feel like hermit energy. I feel like there's a need to hermit for those that are trying to avoid this grief. But it's time to let something go. It's really time to just let something go. And it's okay to be sad. It's pretty normal. And we do sometimes grieve a part of ourselves that we've lost. You know, a past self, or even like the self that we have been trying to achieve. I'm going to say that as well. I don't remember if this came up in the last reading that I did. But like sometimes, you know, who it is that we were trying to become isn't who we are. And so we have to go through this process of grieving who we once thought we wanted to be. But the beautiful thing about that is that you get to become who it is that you actually are and really live in your full potential and your full power once we let go of that perceived desire, because it might have been something that came from ego. It might have been something that came from pain. But it's not necessarily who you were meant to be or who you were meant to become. Oh my God. Unexpressed grief. I can't make this up. This is magnificent. I can't make this up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So suppressed sorrow manifests in unexpected ways. Allow yourself to mourn fully. Absolutely. Now, if you ever watched The Last Airbender, this looks like Zuko, who got his face burned by his father, right? And then was essentially expelled from the kingdom, or left the kingdom. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen Avatar, but there was a lot of grief with that. Never feeling like you lived up to the potential that you were told that you had to be, or that someone made you think you had to be. This does feel very familial. At least in his case, it's from a father figure. In your case, it could be a mother figure. It could be grandparents or whoever your guardian may have been. It could also be siblings. Siblings can do that too. But yeah, again, like going back to what I just said a second ago, was grieving a potential that you thought you had to obtain. Grieving the idea of what you thought success was and is supposed to be. And just allowing yourself to really become who it is that you actually are, and living up to your potential, not somebody else's potential. But yeah, there's a sense of needing to grieve. There's a fear of failure here with this card. There's a fear of failure, and like I said before, I feel like some people are afraid to go on this dark night of the soul journey because of what you feel that you're going to have to leave behind, let go of. And yeah, I just felt that in my gut. The feeling of confirming to yourself that you failed at something. But that's not the case. That's never the case. It's not that you failed at something, it just either isn't right for you to go in that direction, or it's just not the correct time for you to be there, right? Everything in its divine time. Um, Now, this says mistakes are not the enemy, they are stepping stones toward mastery and understanding. Yeah, absolutely. We all make mistakes. No one is exempt from making a mistake. Not even close. We've all made them. That's how we grow. That's how we learn to adapt. That's how we survive in life. It's how we push through. That's where all the wisdom comes from, is making those mistakes, right? Now we've also got the mask of happiness. It says, are you hiding sadness behind forced smiles? Authenticity heals deeper than avoidance. We all wear a mask, but yeah, are we wearing this mask to avoid the work that needs to be done? Or are we wearing a mask that is appropriate for the place and time that we are in? Now, I say appropriate because, again, we all wear a mask somewhere. We have different social settings where, you know, a certain mask may be needed, like your workplace, things like that. At school, if you're in school, there's a different mask that we have to wear. You're the student, so we wear the mask of the student, right? So there's different masks, but are we pretending that we're doing okay? I think it was either the reading that I put up here on YouTube yesterday, or it was the one that I put up on Instagram. I can't remember which one, but it was very much, you know, we're pretending that we're okay, but really we just need a good cry, man. We need to just let it out. We need to just let it out. Absolutely. So again, go deep within. Let that grief be what it needs to be. Give it a good cry, man. Cry yourself to sleep. Take a nap. Whatever you got to do. It's relief. Crying is releasing what is being suppressed. And once you release that energy that's being suppressed and being stuck in there, your whole body feels better because now energy is actually moving and flowing. That is actually important. The more the energy flows through us, the more you're going to not necessarily avoid illness, but you know, the least likely is going to be that you become ill in certain ways. It's when energy gets stuck that tends to happen. Now, I do have Overthinking Hour, which is Racing Thoughts, Insomnia, and Loops. I did have a similar card to this come out on my Instagram as of today, if you're watching this in real time. So, yeah, there's something that we're overthinking. And I think it's really overthinking how bad this journey is going to be for you. I feel like we're overthinking with pessimism, and it's just putting us in loops of doing the same thing over and over and over again. But I'm getting drunk, like clock's ticking. That's what I'm feeling. Time is of the essence, I hear. Because yeah, if you really want what it is that you want in life, we're gonna have to do that deep dive for some of us. And maybe you're already on this journey and we're just kind of in this space that's kind of stuck with what it is that is needing to be worked on currently, and we're overthinking it a little bit. Kind of what I'm seeing with this Overthinking Hour card here is, you know, take a time out is what I'm hearing for this in particular. Take a time out, take a nap, rest, whatever you got to do, and just kind of reset yourself before getting back into it, because I feel like maybe we've been going at it for a little too long, and we need a break. Because yeah, when you when you go on this deep or dark night of the soul, excuse me, it can become exhausting. So make sure that you do take time out for yourself. It can be overwhelming. So do rest. You don't want to overwhelm yourself because it defeats the purpose. You kind of get stuck. Yeah, I've got a card of it's too much. It's too much overstimulation, panic, and mental overload. So yeah, for some of you, I feel like that is the case. Maybe we've been on this journey for a minute already, and yeah, again, it's become a little overwhelming and a little too much, and now it's time to take a break. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be there. It's going to be there when you come back. But you're going to come back with a different perspective. It's like when, let's say you're an artist and you have like painter's block, or maybe you're an author and you have writer's block or something. Or maybe you just have like a problem that needs solving at work. It's always when you step away from it, you put it down for a minute and you just go grab something to eat. Or if you step away, go take a shower, go take a walk, whatever, all of a sudden the answers come to you. It's because you're relaxed. It's because you are relaxed, and now that, again, energy can just flow and it can actually go somewhere, and things can come up to the surface because we're not so tight in our mind that it can't move, it can't come up. So take a break. Take a break. Now, for those of you that are avoiding this, it's kind of the same thing. Take a step back. You're overthinking the process too much. We're in panic mode. But at the same time, because you're avoiding doing the work, everything around you is becoming too much. If you just sit down and like really focus and do what needs doing and really looking at what needs looking at, you're going to find answers to how to, move forward from where it is that you are and how to get through it. But you can't get that if you don't just relax your mind. Now, for some of you, this might have to do with a person who's ghosted again. And who knows, maybe you feel like spirit has ghosted you again. Maybe you feel like those opportunities have ghosted you again. I don't feel like that's true, though. You were literally ghosting yourself, I just heard. You were ghosting yourself. Again, avoiding going into that grief. You are avoiding the healing work that needs doing. You are ghosting yourself again. Rejection, silence, confusion. You're gonna be in that confusion if you don't stop ghosting yourself. Get to it. Do the work. I promise you, it is worth it. I've been doing this kind of work for 10 years now, almost getting close to 11 now. I've been doing it for a while. And yeah, it's not fun to do it. Like, sometimes it really sucks. But man, at the end of it, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I actually looked at that, because now I understand what the issue is and I can figure out a way to get around it. There's always a way to, get out of a particular mentality. There's always a way to get out of cyclical patterns, situations, whatever the case may be. But we have to really choose to see what the core cause of the issue is. Otherwise, it's always going to be there in the background, and it's going to unknowingly kind of really dictate your actions, your words, your thoughts, things like that. Ooh, there we go. Man, things have been coming out in threes. And I feel like the number 3 is really important. I've got 4 here, actually. So there we go, breaking the cycle. Lots of kind of reds and pinks here, purples in these cards. I'll show them to you in just a moment here. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I've got all of these cards. I'm going to read them to you here. So first and foremost, we have the Siren. So there's something I feel that is calling to you, but it is something I feel that is based out of fear or ego. And it's like we're being tempted to go back into an old way of being and old habits. We're being tempted to go back into old habits. We're being tempted to eat away our feelings or sleep away our feelings or whatever it is that you do. We're being tempted to go back into it. And I love that the Siren is coming up because this whole card of grief is all ocean. And even this woman pouring the cup, the water out of the cup into the ocean, she's a fucking mermaid. She's a mermaid. Look at her arm. I love this so much. So we've got the Siren, but look, we also have the ocean. Hello. Hello. The ocean of emotion is what I'm getting out of this black pearl here. What's up there, like the top kind of feels like a sea urchin for some reason. Yeah. You better, it's time to go into the ocean of emotion for real. It's time to go into those emotions. And there is something I feel that is deep-seated in the heart space. Look at this. Two people facing each other. This feels like a relationship of some type that is really hindering us right now. It could be maybe there was a loss of a relationship. Because okay, so this individual, like right here, they look hunched over, like in sorrow, is what it feels like to me. This whole image right here feels very sorrowful. Yeah, and I feel like this could be a romantic situation for some of you, that we've lost someone that we didn't want to lose, or we are feeling that separation but we don't want to admit it. There's that as well. And I'm kind of getting, okay, so like up here, this looks like two, what is this? When two stars collide kind of thing? And they get sucked into one another? Kind of feels like that. I feel like you felt that maybe this person was the one, but I feel like we're in denial about something. I don't normally do relationship readings because it's not really my thing, but this is coming up. And I do feel for some of you like this is familial, so something about family, like separation. I don't know, but there's definitely a relationship here. And this could also be the relationship with yourself for some of you. There's a disconnect. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling definitely for some of you like this is a disconnect with self, and it's almost like that divine masculine and divine feminine. They're not talking to one another. They're kind of separated from one another. They're not on speaking terms within the self. So there's something there, and I feel like whatever this seed is, this little pearl, that's sitting in here. I feel like whatever that is, like the cause as to why your divine masculine and feminine are not on speaking terms, like there's something about that, and it's in the heart space that needs to be looked at. Now, I want to talk about this card in particular, the seed, because this is what shadow work to me is. It's like going underneath all the layers of things and really finding the cause of the issue. What is the cause of all of this grief, strife, all of this stress, all of it? What is the cause of this heartbreak? What is the cause of these patterns that we keep getting ourselves into? What is deep seated in our thoughts that has us going in certain directions? That to me is what shadow work is like getting to the heart of the matter. And I'm feeling that with the heart card as well, getting to the heart of the matter. It's time to do that. It's time to do that. Now let's see. Let's get some tarot in here. My true black tarot. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, we got the Magician coming out here. You are the Magician. And look, like, all of the difficulty that you've been in your life, all the bridges you've had to burn, all the battles you've been in, they're at your foundation. They're at your foundation. They're the reason that you're, at least for some of you, the reason why you are going in the direction it is that you're going, because maybe it inspired you in some way to make a change in the world, help others make a change in themselves, kind of like me. It's the building blocks. But you've got, look at what's up here. If I can, here we go. I love if you put stuff like this in here in the cards. But look at him. That solar plexus, let's take a look at that one. Boop. That needs to be lit up. That solar plexus is all about confidence. It is confidence in your ability to do. It is your confidence in your ability to manifest everything it is that you want to manifest. It is your confidence in your ability to succeed, because you can and you will. And I love that he's wearing the hood, because this kind of also reminds me of the Hermit card, particularly the one that is in this deck. He's got a hood over his face, but he's peeking out, kind of thing. So it's, again, you have this wisdom and knowledge from the shadow realms. You can see his eyes are covered in shadow. There's so much clarity that comes from the shadow, from the unconscious mind. And it is so powerful. It is so powerful. There is so much wisdom and power going on this journey of the dark night of the soul. I'm going to be honest with you, you're missing out if you're not doing it. You are missing out. And for those of you on this journey already, empower yourself. Take that rest, but empower yourself in the meantime. You got this. Oh man, you got this. What a beautiful card to have. I don't even know if I need to pull another one from this deck. It's like I kind of see some cards, like I'm seeing the Eight of Wands that also came out in my Instagram post. Yeah, okay. So, like, going back to that post, when you make the decision to go through this process, even just making the decision to go through it, already the energy has changed around you and things are going to start changing. You don't always have to wait until the healing is complete in order for the things, the new opportunities and stuff to actually come forth, because to be honest, healing does take time. And there's going to be at least certain situations where in that healing, you're going to heal as things come forward. So you may need those new opportunities to come forward in order for you to heal from certain things. So don't feel like you're gonna have to wait a long period of time before the new opportunities come through. I feel like they're gonna come through pretty quick. And for those of you that are on this process and you finally take a time out, you finally give yourself a bit of a rest, that's when again all the clarity starts to come through, all those opportunities, you'll finally see them if you haven't seen them yet, or those opportunities are going to start coming through. So let's see, let's get a final message here with Archangel Michael. What can Archangel Michael tell us today? If he feels like telling us anything today. Wow. Grief is such a powerful tool. Don't be afraid of it, is what I'm hearing. Here it is. Okay. Protection. My gosh, you are protected. Archangel Michael says you are protected. You are protected on this journey. Go for it. Step into it. You'll be shown the way. Don't have to worry about that. They're not going to ghost you. Spirit isn't going to ghost you. They're always going to be there. They're always going to be there. Whew, man. Little flame over there. Yeah. I'm feeling too with the candle, like the flame in particular, stand tall. Don't be afraid to shine as bright as possible. And don't be afraid to outshine some people either. If you outshine them, it's not your fault that they're not shining as bright as possible. It is literally their responsibility to shine as bright as they can as well. And it is not your job to dim yourself so that they feel connected, so that they feel important, so that they feel powerful. Outshine them. Outshine them. Because you know what, at the end of the day, what it is you may end up doing without even really trying is that you influence them into doing better with themselves so that they can be where you are. Some people need that contrast to do that for themselves. And who knows, maybe you need that contrast too. Maybe you're sitting in that. Maybe you don't feel like your flame is bright enough. Maybe you don't feel like you're bright enough to have what it is that you actually want and desire, but you are. You will always be the right amount of bright enough for what it is that you desire, so long as you aren't sacrificing that flame, so long as you're not dimming yourself, so long as you stay in your authenticity. You'll always be just bright enough to attract the things it is that you want. So be the flame to attract the moth, is what I'm hearing. Attract the moth. Shine so bright, though. What you desire is, it's attracted to you. It's magnetic. It just comes to you without you having to really do much of anything other than shine as bright as possible. I'm hearing everything is going to be okay. You have nothing to fear. Just do what you know needs doing, and they will help you along the way. You're never going to be alone on this process, period. There's always going to be assistance. And there's always going to be a light to shine the way for you. I think I'm just going to leave it here because I don't think that there's going to be any new messages coming through. I think what needed to be said has been said. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Like and subscribe if you like these types of readings. I very much enjoy doing them. I love the shadow journey. It is such a beautiful journey to go on, and I am so glad that you guys are here to go on that journey with me. So until next time.